Hey guys, Adriana here. Just wanted to check in with you guys and give you a quick follow-up video. I officially finished my 75 hard challenge this past Friday. Today's Monday, so I took the weekend off. And I'm just gonna give you guys a quick run through of feedback, what I thought about the challenge, pros, cons, all that good stuff. Now that I've officially finished. So, number one, I was definitely humbled a little bit by the challenge. I'll be honest. I went into the challenge a little bit cocky, and it was definitely harder than I expected it to be. Now, for me personally, physically, it wasn't really challenging because, like I mentioned at the very beginning of my videos, I had already been working out about 6-7 days a week anyways. So just incorporating a secondary workout physically wasn't the hard part for me. For me, the hardest part was the actual time management portion of actually setting aside the time for the second workout. That was probably one of the more challenging parts. The other challenging part, and why I think it's important to think of this as a mental challenge, and why for me it definitely was mental, was because it made me realize how much I snacked throughout the day and how my portion controls were not where they needed to be, especially when it came to the snackings. I'll be honest guys, I am a bread, donuts, sweet stuff, chocolates kind of gal. And although I had been working out at the time for about 2 years or so, a little bit more than that, probably 2.5, I hadn't really lost a lot of weight. And I would constantly beat myself up about it. I have not lost weight. I'm working out every day. I should be losing my weight. Well, that's because the majority of the time I was eating healthy. I would eat, a protein oatmeal or protein pancake or something for breakfast. I would, with fruit, and then I would eat like salmon with vegetables and brown rice for lunch, and then, something healthy for dinner. But what I was missing is that I would also eat 4 or 5, little mini Reese's cups or chocolates or candy. Well, each of those is like 70 calories. So by the time I'm done eating 4 or 5 of those, I was packing on an extra 500 calories a day just on snacks and candy. But the 75 hard challenge, because those things were not allowed as a part of my diet, forced me to restrict that and forced me to not eat it, and which is why I was eventually able to get some results by following the strict diets and the strict no alcohol of the 75 hard challenge. Which is why I think it's definitely is mental for me. That, like I said, the hardest part was the time management. Not only that, but the reading time management part was also hard, because there was times that I would, for whatever reason, slack off and not make the time to read early enough in the day, which meant that I was, reading at 9-10 o'clock at night, which, guys, I do not recommend doing that. Unless you're a night owl that tends to stay up late at night. But if you're more of an early riser, try to get your reading done first thing in the morning, or first half of the day. That way you're not falling asleep while you're reading, later on at night before you go to bed. And that'll also help you kind of capture things a little bit more when your mind is more alert, and probably help you read faster. Sometimes I can tell you, when I read more during the day as opposed to at night, I feel like I captured a lot more, and I was able to get my reading done and over with a lot quicker. But definitely, like I said, time management for me was the biggest one, just as far as getting that second workout in, and definitely helped me come to terms and identify some gaps in my diet that I was not realizing. I mean, even when it came to like a wafer, I would eat one right now, but then I would eat another one an hour later, or another one 2 or 3 hours later, and before you know it, I was packing on tons of extra calories just by snacking. So I learned to have some different healthier options for snacking. So instead of snacking on chips or a candy bar or chocolate or something like that, I went and bought trail mixes, and then I would get like a small little handful of some nuts or some dried fruit, which still gave me that sweetness that I was looking for, but overall much better for me than candies and cookies and chips. So now, as far as whether or not I would do it again, yeah, I definitely would do it again, because I do think it made me more tougher and more diligent. Mental wise, it did help me with my mental strength, as well as my physical So I would definitely do it again. Now, for anybody that is considering doing the 75 hard challenge, I definitely encourage you to, if you are new to working out and you have never worked out before, I encourage you to try an exercise program that is very mild, because your body will get tired. Start with, either walking, indoor outdoor yoga, something that is lower intensity, because 75 days hard, even for me that has been working out every day, was some days rougher than others. So it can be a lot of wear and tear on your body, and you can risk injury if you are going from 0 to 100 really quick. Definitely recommend having a tracking app. I also recommend, if you have one, either some kind of tracker, whether it's a smartwatch, a Fitbit. You can get, a variety of different trackers for pretty, less than $50, and it will help you kind of learn to increase the activity level. It'll help you track the, start to finish times of your workout, so you can make sure you're doing the full 45 minutes. But I definitely do think that, it's a worthwhile challenge if you're willing to make the effort and make the sacrifices to try to make sure that it gets accomplished, and don't cheat yourself. That's the other part of the mental part, is it's super easy to cheat, because nobody's going to hold you more accountable than yourself, right? It would have been easy for the challenge for me to sneak a candy bar or sneak a chocolate and nobody would know, but I didn't. Thankfully I did not cheat, and I stuck to my diet. But it's a lot of self-accountability if you are willing to make the effort. So if you have never worked out before or never done something like this, I definitely encourage you to try starting first with the 75 soft challenge and see how you do with that. And once your mental health improves and your physical health improves, then maybe jump into the 75 hard challenge. But I definitely wouldn't recommend going from 0 to 75 hard challenge from the get-go. But overall, I do recommend it, and I think there are lots of different benefits for it. So if you have any questions on my 75 hard challenge, I'll also post a video with my results, so you guys can see like a before and after of my progress during the videos. So and if you have questions on 75 hard challenge or my process, or how it went for me, feel free to leave in the comments.